Welcome to Chapter 2. In this chapter, we're going to be talking about the lean canvas. So let's jump right in. What is a lean canvas? So the lean canvas is a one-page business model template. It was created by Ash Mayuria, and I really hope I'm saying that right. He's the author of Running Lean, one of the best startup books there is out there. I encourage you to read it. Get it on Amazon, Kindle, iBooks, Konga, Jumia, Kobo, pretty much wherever you read, buy this book and read it. It's really like I don't make money from telling you to buy it, but like read it because it really helps. It's a really great book for startups, and this canvas is really, really instrumental and it's really helped me. So let's talk about the lean canvas. So the lean canvas is a template that helps you deconstruct your idea, your business idea, into some key assumptions that you may be making and helps you make some decisions about how the business of the startup will run. Before we even get to the technology, we think about it as a business. So this is what it looks like. It's basically this little sheet of A4 paper, and I'll put it in the resources for this course so you can print it out, but it's available, widely available on the internet. You talk about all these different aspects of your business and you fill them in. Now, it's a sheet of paper for a reason. You're going to keep it brief, you're going to keep it to the point, no flowery. This is not a 200-page business plan. Remember, startups are lean. We don't do 200-page documents. It's just at that point you don't have a startup. You are starting a bag, But you just want to keep it simple and clean. So let's go into each one of these sections and see what they look like. So how does it work? First, you define the problem. You define the problems that your users currently face. So this is where you've talked to your users, you've done your 5 whys, and you can list out kind of all the little problems that they're having in their space that you want to work on. Then you go to the solution. You list out all the possible solutions. Well, not all the possible solutions, but the solutions that you want to work on, the one that you want to provide as a service or as part of your business, right? Then you talk about your key metrics, which is you figure out things that you should track to be successful. And we'll go into metrics and tracking at the end of the course, but just keep in mind that you should have some high level ones in your head. Next, you're going to talk about the cost structure. What things are you going to spend money on? And this is something that's really, really easy to ignore. And I see a lot of people forget this. There are a lot of things that you have to pay for a business, right? You may have to hire staff, you may have to advertise, you may have to pay for IT and infrastructure costs, but you want to start writing down and thinking about all the things you're going to have to spend money on. And this will really help you because it will help you figure out your budget, whether you can actually do this business with your resources, if you have to borrow, if you have to lend, if you have to find investors to get this thing off the ground, right? Then you're going to talk about your unique value proposition. So this is the thing that makes you different from anybody else. I always tell people, no matter what the problem is, the people who have this problem are already solving it in their day-to-day lives, right? And the solution may be that they're just ignoring the problem, but if they've articulated a problem, they have a way to deal with it. So your unique value proposition is a thing that you are going to do that's different from how they solve it in their day-to-day life. And it has to be better than how they're solving it. If you create a process that's more complicated or more expensive, then nobody's going to use it. So it has to be unique and it has to be better. The next is your unfair advantage. What about your idea makes it difficult to copy? The thing is, if somebody sees your business, and Nigerians love it, we see something, we like it, we just clone it. We'll just copy it. What makes it difficult to copy? It could be something like the minds behind it, the technology is complicated. You may have a patent. I don't know if you would have a patent in this country, but like you may be extremely well connected in the industry. So for example, think of like a Waka Now, which is a travel agency. Getting a license to sell tickets can be very expensive, which is a barrier to entry for all the other players who want to get into that space. It's also very expensive to market, and they've been around for 10 years, so they have all kinds of brand recognition. So you have to think about what's your unfair advantage and what makes your business model difficult to copy. Then you're going to be talking about channels. This is how your customers will find you. If you have the best solution in the world and nobody knows about it, your business is dead already because people need to find you and your business. Right? It's one of the most important things that people neglect, and we'll talk more about that in the growth chapter. But you need to start, like the same way with the metrics, you need to start kind of thinking about it and thinking about how your customers will find you, right? Then you're going to go into the customer segment. Now, this is your target market, your target audience. Basically, what segment or what piece of the population you want to work for. You know, who do you want to be using your apps in your business? Now, the answer is never everybody. There is no such product that exists for everybody. Outside of water, and even with water, people buy bottled water, people buy tap water, people buy sparkling water, and all those have different target markets. Let me use a tech example. Facebook. You may think Facebook is for everybody, but it's not. If you don't have a smartphone, Facebook is not for you, my friend. If you live in a place that doesn't have data capability, so even if you have a smartphone, you don't have data, you don't have access to 2G, 3G, or the internet, Facebook is not for you. You may be the kind of person who doesn't even like social media. Facebook is for you. Is not for you, right? So every business has a target market. Now, it could be a large target market or it could be a small one, but you have to figure out what that target market is. A lot of people call it niche. So find your niche, find your target market, your target audience, whatever you want to call it, but find that group of people that you want to serve. Right? The last is your revenue streams. Another one that people always forget. How will you make money? And they think, oh, if I have a billion users, then I'll make money. Like, and people use examples like WhatsApp. Like WhatsApp doesn't charge anyone, to the best of my knowledge, for using WhatsApp, and yet they sold for, like, I think it was $1 billion, and that was the exit strategy. But if you've done your cost structure, you'll realize that they have infrastructure costs, they have staff costs, they have all these costs, and that money has to come from somewhere. Personally, I don't know where the money came from. They probably might have gotten investors or something, but that money had to come from somewhere. So you have to think about, if you don't have outside investments coming in, how are you going to replace the money you spend on this project? And even if you do have outside investments coming in, you have to have a way to tell your investors how they're going to get their money back, because nobody just gives away money. And I've said it before, if you feel like giving away money, you can ask me for my account number. Please feel free to send me some. All right, okay, so that's your lean canvas. We're going to do an example as part of the homework assignment, but there are a couple of things I want you to remember while you're doing your lean canvas. One, don't overthink your answers. Keep it simple. 1 line, 2 lines, short sentences. It fits on a page for a reason. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. Don't make these grand expectations of how you're going to, like, storm the internet with a 5,000 naira budget with Google Ads. It doesn't work that way. Be honest. Be careful not to overfill. If you are writing on the back, stop it. Keep it simple. Okay? So those are the 3 things you have to remember when filling out your lean canvas. So we've reached the end of Module 2. There's a little bit of homework, so stay tuned for the next video where we'll be going over the homework and be doing an example of the lean canvas.